Hello, Frederick Douglass community, affectionately known as Doug Nation. I am excited to be able to stand here before you today to celebrate the class of 2020. To the class of 2020, this is no small feat, this accomplishment that you're on the precipice of becoming a graduate of this great institution. And so, on behalf of Frederick Douglass, our community, the teachers, the staff members, we would like to formally say congratulations on this accomplishment. I will not be before you long, but I wanted to center my thoughts around two themes. First, what I was able to say to you while we were together, and what I did not get to say to you because of the abrupt ending of the school year. So, in my short tenure with you all, one of the things that you should have heard me say, or members of the administrative team, is go to class. I don't care if I encountered you in the hallway, outside of the school, in our conversation, at some point, there was a conversation about going to class. For me, it was the solution to many of the issues that we may have been encountering. So, physically, I wanted to make sure that you were inside of the classroom so you could get what you needed to get. But symbolically, it was important for me to have you in class. That means that you are showing up, you are present, and you are engaged. I don't care what you do for the rest of your life, you're gonna have to show up and be present and be engaged. All of the many lessons that we try to teach you at Frederick Douglass are many. But if you do not show up, you can't be successful. So I hope from time to time, whether you are in college, whether you're in the military, or you go on to go straight into the workforce, you will hear in the back of your mind, or you'll hear that voice of possibly me or an administrator saying, go to class, which means show up and be engaged. I want to also take this time to bring up a conversation that we had during our inauguration. The thing that the main message that I was trying to get across was about the answer being in the room. And so I said to you, you all I got? And the response was, you're all I need. In that thinking, many times when there's a problem, we go outside of our community to try to find the answer. But on that day, the message was, the answer is in the room. And if we have a problem, first we go within and we try to figure out, how do we solve this problem? But then we go to our neighbor. We try to go inside of our community and try to fix it, because there's no one coming. It is about what we do for each other that we can help get through these turbulent times. Little did I know that in a couple of months, there would be a global pandemic, and then we will be scattered and sent away. So actually, the answer was not just in the room, but it was virtually in the room. So I want to lead to my comments concerning what I did not get a chance to say to you. Normally at the beginning of your senior year, we give students a mound of work. We give them a mound of expectations, and we give this kind of a huge checklist of all the things that are expected of you during that senior year if you're gonna walk across the stage. And sometimes it can seem overwhelming. You are expected to pass all of your classes, take assessments and pass them as well. And if you are struggling with those assessments, there will be bridge projects. There is service learning hours, and then there is a host of other expectations that we have of FAFSA, filling out college applications, the whole 9 yards. What was important, or what is important that I need to say to you is that you always have more in you. When things start to mount up and come against you and you don't think you're able to do anything else, I want you to know that there is more in you. You are getting to this major milestone in your life, but things are not over. They are just getting started. And so you should not be resting in a place of, I've done it, it's over, my education is over. I want you to celebrate. I want those individuals that's in your life to celebrate you, take you to your favorite restaurant when the time comes, all the gifts that they can muster up to give you because you deserve it. But then I want you to start thinking about what is next. What is the next move for me? How do I enhance what I've started, and how do I make it better so that I can go out and compete? So when things seem like they are up against you, what I wanted to say to you is that you still have more in you. We expect more from you, and I know that you can do it. The next point that I wanted to say to you is that we spend a lot of time talking about your individual success and your individual accountability. But I also want to say to you that some of the most rewarding things that you will be a part of in your life will be done in the context of a team and a community. So when you walk out of our doors, and know that there's always going to be a personal accountability on you for the things that you must do. But please know that it's also your responsibility to be a part of something bigger than yourself. Be a part of a community, an organization, or a team. And what you want to do is take that personal accountability that you've gained and add it to the team and have a positive impact. I know that you can do that, and it's the expectation that we have for you. Last but not least, the one thing that I did not get to say to you because how abruptly the school year ended is that I love you. Now, I know just me saying that, some people are squirming, and that makes them feel uncomfortable. I want to leave you with this very quickly, and before I move. In the Greek language, there is 7 words for love. In our language, in English, many times we use love for so many different things. We will hear somebody say that they love a pair of shoes, and in that same conversation, we would say we love our parents. We love a certain type of food. We love a certain social activity. But I want to be specific about when I say love, we talking about, in the Greek, there's a word called agape, and it talks about the action of love. We may not always feel like loving each other. I know that I have gotten on your nerves on many of occasions at Frederick Douglass, and you also mine. But it was not my feeling towards you of love, it is the action of love that I hope that you will take away with you. The action of sometimes when I didn't feel like coming to work, I knew I needed to be there because it would make the organization better. The act of doing things that I may not have wanted to do, but it was needed to be done for the betterment of that student or that organization or the organization. And so when I say I love you, I do deeply care for you. I love you, and I expect great things for you. But I hope that you, in turn, go and show the action of love to the people that's in your community. Because one thing that we do understand is that graduating from high school is not an individual activity. And there's many people who had a say or an action in helping you get to this point. So to those parents, your guardians, the teachers of our community, because the teachers of Frederick Douglass had a vested interest in your success and show love on so many occasions to get you to where you are today. And I want to go a step further. I want you to think about those principals in your middle school and elementary schools, those teachers in your middle schools, your elementary school. They all had a hand in you getting here today, showing you a love, not about feeling like loving you, but the action of love, doing what they cared for you. So I say, thank you. Thank you for our time together. I say I love you, and I expect great things from you. Thank you.
Hello, class of 2020. It wasn't long ago that you walked through the walls of this historical institution. And look at you now, you are ready to go out into the world. So, class of 2020, I would like to begin by saying, congratulations, you made it. Though your last year in high school has not been as expected, our journey was cut short by the pandemic on March 12th. While many of you may be disappointed for not physically walking the stage this year, where you can show us the stage walk that you have envisioned or practiced for so many years. Remember that every situation in life makes us either bitter or a better person. Every problem comes to make us or break us. But the choice is ours, whatever we choose to do, whether we become victims or victorious. Class of 2020, I congratulate you on being victorious during this difficult year. Because when the journey was cut short, most of us, or most of you, you had to switch from this face-to-face learning in the classroom to doing the distance learning. It was tough, but most of you did it. I hate to say this, but you will face more challenges in life. People will look at you, they will not like you, they will not want anything to do with you. It is not because they really hate you, but that is just the way they are. You've got to dust it off, brush it off, and just move on. Because remember, anything you choose to do in life, never, ever give up. You must persevere and be relentless in whatever your future holds for you. Go out there from the walls of this historic institution with pride, dignity, and excellence. Once again, class of 2020, congratulations, and don't forget to thank all those that are responsible for your success. You have the faculty members, you have your teachers, you have parents, guardians, uncles, mentors, coaches, your past principals, past teachers, right from when you started this journey until where you are now. Please say thank you to them. And as you leave these walls to do what you have chosen to do in life, in a few years, please come back. Let us know how you're doing. Or you can write a note to let us know how you're faring in life. Class of 2020, it has been my greatest honor to be your class administrator. I wish you all the best and good luck.
Greetings, class of 2020. This is Jamal Jackson, your valedictorian speaking. Congratulations on making this far, despite the hardships and adversities you have faced. But be proud that you made it this far. I know that it's surreal having a virtual graduation and not be able to walk across the stage. Many of us have imagined this moment for years and years. In our wildest dreams, we could not have imagined how weird our graduating would actually be. But this is a stepping stone in life, just another obstacle. And guess what? Our graduation class will be talked about for years and years. In a way, we are going to be legends. Our lives are just about to begin, as we are about to take off on our own and face new hardships and adversaries. But remember, there is always light at the end of the tunnel. After all, we all just made it to the end of one tunnel. We are in the light. Since you made it this far, you can accomplish anything. Good times will come, hard times will come. As the bad times come, there will always be good days that overtake those bad days. Just remember your past experience and adapt and overcome. Just like how we adapted to these crazy times. Keep doing that. That is my message for the class of 2020. This is Jamal Jackson signing off.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Xavier Plater. I graduated from Frederick Douglass High School back in 2018. I now attend the Maryland Institute College of Art, where I major in film and video. I was raised in West Baltimore, Zone 16, where there was shooting, drug dealing, and violence happening all the time. I grew up in a household, 6 sisters. I'm the only boy. A mother who suffered with schizophrenia and a father who suffered from drugs. We would constantly find ourselves homeless, sleeping in abandoned homes, on the floor, churches, on the floor, and depending on the generosity of others to survive. When we did have a home, we didn't have electricity at times. We didn't have food, nor did we have hot water. In spite of all of this, I managed to continue to go to school each and every day because I felt that that was the only way out. Education is liberation. These days, racism still exists. Poverty still exists. Police brutality still exists. Sexism still exists. Discrimination still exists. White on black crime still exists. Black on black crime still exists. And without education, it will always exist. You guys are the future. The world depends on you. They told me that I didn't have the GPA scores. I didn't have the SAT scores. I didn't even have the tuition to be where I am today. I told them I have faith, and that made all the difference. As long as you believe in something, you always make it. And if you don't believe in religion or anything else, believe in yourself. Take opportunities. Opportunities are possibilities. It will help you along the way. Be different. Be curious. It'll make all the difference. Thank you.
And now we'll call the names of the 2020 graduates. DeAndre Adams, Tyrone Adams, Kyle Alexander, DeQuante Almond Barfield, Erica Anderson, Jaleel Baylor, Bonzel Bazemore, Demetrius Boone, Alera Booz, DeMarcus Boyd, Brandy Brown, Denaya Brown, Imani Brown, Mary Campbell, Amani Carter, Khalik Carter, Thurmond Carter, Demetri Clark, William Clark, Malia Cobb, Kieja Cole, Owen Cook, Jamari Cornish, Brittany Crawford, Frederick Formati, Davon Darden, Kaywan Davis, Zakira Eddington, Tremaine Evans, Kayla Faulkner, DeJuan Felton, Tony Fisher, Guyana Flournoy, Alfred Cook, Brandon Fraction, Maisha Garnes, Shanice Glenmore, Damian Gray, Breasia Griffin, Nigel Hall, Keith Farrell, Jeremy Harrod, Brianna Harris, Dana Hazelwood, Elijah Hembry, Rashana Hines, Ava Hinton, Eric Hinton, William Holmes, Sylea Holman, Shaquan Hopkins, Keontae Hyman, Zanae Ireland, Jamal Jackson, Trinity Jackson, Nehemiah Jackson, Isla Jane, Tyon Jenkins, Ashanti Johnson, Shala Johnson, Alexis Jones, Kayla Joyner, Jordan Keeling, Jordan Kelly, Tavon Niz, Julian Lawrence Johnson, Ashanti Levi, DeQuantez Livingston, Isaiah Long, Dara Lyles, Dewan Mason, Keith Mason, Michaela McKnight, Raven Meekins, Tyler Miller, Keon Newbill, LaDavia Nicholson, Daquan Patterson, Jordan Pennington, Nija Poole, Kendall Couchet, Kelsey Rollins, Dwayne Richmond, Deja Ridgely, Nazim Rogers-Pugh, Keontae Rose, Nicholas Santapour, Jayana Santos, Ayana Satterfield, Rashidi Scott, Destiny Sherd, Kate Simmons, Dartrell Smith, Samaya Smith, Kiari Solomon, Caleb Stanley, Sean Stoville, Therese Sullivan, Nazia Taylor, Damani Thomas, Amira Tom, Anissa Vini, Jasmine Washington, Tamira Wax, Thomas Wells, Janae White, Janae Whittle, Catrell Wilkinson, Darnell Williams, Jordan Willis, Autumn Winchester, Deontay Wingfield, Akila Wright, and Jada Wright. We also would like to announce our valedictorian and our salutatorian. Our valedictorian of Frederick Douglass High School is Jamal Jackson. Our salutatorian of Frederick Douglass High School is Tyon Jenkins. At this time, we would also like to announce our top 10 students of the class of 2020. They are Jamal Jackson, Tyon Jenkins, Jordan Willis, Imani Brown, Shanae Glenmore, Erica Anderson, Michaela McKnight, Nicholas Santafold, Akia Wright. Let's congratulate all of our students of 2020.
The Thelma March Scholarship Foundation was instituted by March Funeral Homes in memory of an inspiring young woman from the class of 1939, a woman who did not succumb to circumstances but arose to her dreams. Thelma March achieved excellence in all that she did. Since 1983, the Thelma March Scholarship Foundation has awarded deserving high school students of Paul Laurence Dunbar High School and Frederick Douglass High School with 4-year scholarships to the colleges of their choice. The scholarship fund was founded in 1981 and is named for the late sister of William C. March, co-founder of March Funeral Homes. An active member of Dunbar and Douglass High Schools, Thelma was editor of the Frederick Douglass High School newspaper. She was the first to attend college in the March family and had just begun her first year at Coppin State Teachers College in 1939 when she died tragically in a fire. In her memory, each year one graduate from each of the schools she attended, Paul Laurence Dunbar and Frederick Douglass High School, is awarded a partial scholarship towards the college institution of choice. To date, this foundation has awarded over 40 student scholarships, totaling approximately $200,000. We had the pleasure of interviewing some very talented and bright young people, which made our decision very difficult. Upon much contemplation, we are proud to announce that the 2020 Thelma March Scholarship is awarded to Jordan Willis. Jordan is an articulate young man who has a creative mind, and we believe he will achieve all of his goals and dreams, and we are honored to be a part of making his dreams come to fruition. Congratulations, Jordan Willis.
In recognition of the records and achievement of the students of this class, and by virtue of the authority vested in me as principal of Frederick Douglass High School, I certify that these students have met the graduation requirements of both the Baltimore City Public Schools and the Maryland State Department of Education. I take pleasure in recommending to you the graduating class of 2020.
Acknowledging the certification and the recommendation by Principal Rivers. and by the authority vested in me as Chief Executive Officer, I take great pleasure in presenting to you the graduating class of 2020 for the conferring of diplomas. Ladies and gentlemen, I have the honor of presenting to you School Board Commissioner Ronald McFadden.
To the historic and legendary 2020 class of Frederick Douglass High School, we're so proud of you. In recognition of the certification of these graduates, the recommendation of your principal, Mr. Rivers, and the acknowledgement of the Chief Executive Officer, and by virtue of the authority vested in me as Commissioner of the Baltimore City Board of School Commissioners, I take pleasure in accepting the graduating class of 2020 for the conferring of high school diplomas. Congratulations, class of 2020.
Good afternoon, seniors. I bring you greetings from the Alumni Association. My name is Johnny Foreman. I'm the president of the Alumni Association, a graduate of class of 1968. And it's unprecedented looking at the times that we are graduating. You follow the legacy of some great graduates of the school from Thurgood Marshall. You've probably heard of the court case Brown versus the Board of Education. He's the one that instituted that particular concern. Juanita Jackson, who was very active in the civil rights movement through 1968. And more recently, a name that you probably have heard of, Kweisi Mfume, who serves in the 7th District Congress. And that's the legacy you follow. It was interesting as I was thinking about what to say to you today on your graduation, that when I graduated in 1968, I was an 18-year-old teenager, and the 68 riots occurred. And that was the pinnacle of the civil rights movement and caused some changes in law and legislature. And isn't it interesting that you're graduating under the same circumstances that we also had? Unlike that, you have the pandemic that you have to live with, and hence the reason why the graduation has taken place as it is now. But you are the history. You're going to make history. You're the ones who are going to cause the changes to be made. My hope and my prayer for you is that you take this opportunity and you move on so that things that occur today don't occur again in 50 years when you get my age. It doesn't occur again for your kids, that they have the opportunities to do the things that some of you have been stopped to do. So my wish and my prayer for you is to work hard, move on. Don't let your education stop here. I had the opportunity at Douglass to get a full ride and to play football at Morgan State, and some of you can do the same exact thing. Go on and continue your education, and whatever you do, make Douglass proud as those graduates before you have done. Welcome to the Alumni Association. Also, a number of us are here today to just congratulate you as you're picking up your cap and gown, as well as just to welcome you into the Alumni Association. We have developed a website and a Facebook page that you can access to be able to become more of a permanent member of the association. There's an application that you can access right on the website and or Facebook so that you can become a full-fledged member of the Alumni Association. Just as you graduate, the next day, you are officially a part of the alumni, and you can access that information on the website. We'll try to get the numbers and connection part to you as soon as we possibly can. So welcome to the Alumni Association. And again, congratulations on your graduation. Thank you.
Oh, Douglass High.